It will become stronger.
Yes.
And we have a strong relationship.
Yep.
Ew.
Ew.
No, I liked it.
Hi friends, and welcome to Wives vs. World, where we have fun talking about queer stuff and life as a trans-cis married couple. I'm Jackie.
I'm Anya, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not you should stay with your trans partner. Because we get a lot of comments from partners and trans people, like especially partners being like nervous. What does this mean for a relationship? Unsure what's gonna happen. Also from trans people who are like staying closeted maybe because they are so nervous about what it means for their relationship. And we thought we would dig into this a little bit. When should you stay? When should you not? All of the considerations that kind of go into this question. And just a disclaimer up front.
We are gonna give everyone a lot of grace. We're gonna see everyone in the best light. We're not gonna assume that anybody is coming from the worst of intentions. That just feels to us like the best way to go about this. We are not licensed therapists. We're not psychologists. We don't know you. Your situation might be different. But from what we've gathered from the comments we've gotten, there seems to be there seems to be a through line through a lot of this. So we've identified a few different points that we're gonna keep harping on and talking about, and we're gonna give a maybe go, maybe stay, maybe whatever, just give our thoughts, you know?
Yeah, so the things we discuss, it doesn't mean necessarily that we condone any of these beliefs or actions, but we try to understand. We try to come from a point
Compassion.
where we come from a point of compassion.
Yes.
Where we try to understand people's point of view.
Yes.
So before we get into it, who are we to talk about this? Well, I obviously stayed with my trans partner. She came out to me in 2009 or something like that.
Yeah.
10-ish. And we've been together ever since. It was a year and a half into our relationship. And for me, I knew I wanted to stay immediately. If you want the whole story of that, you gotta go back and watch the previous videos because we've talked extensively about why we stayed together and how that went and all that. But just so you know, and we're not gonna go much into this because it's a long story, but we will bring up some examples from how we handled it into some of these examples that we are gonna go into.
Stay tuned.
Or don't.
Well, bye.
No, come back. So I think the main thing is that if you have a partner who comes out as trans and you feel yourself being upset, I think the main question is to first ask yourself, why? Why does this upset you so much? Because I think this is the root of the question, should you stay or not? And we have come up with a list of things that might be the cause of why you're upset. Because maybe you don't know, because it is a complicated thing. It might
Life's complicated, man.
Yeah, life is complicated. Relationships are complicated. Being trans is complicated in this world that we live in. So we thought we would go through these different kinds of reasons that you might be considering. So the very first that I thought of is, are you upset because you are afraid that your partner will change who they are by transitioning?
Become a different person altogether.
Like a lot of people, especially if they don't have, if they're not already into the whole genderqueer stuff, I think they might think of, but my partner is a woman or is a man. If they change to the opposite, I can't see what that means. Like, that is a different person to me. So I'm scared that they will change beyond recognition. They will become a different person to the person I know. I think, I imagine that a lot of people feel like that. And I think this is a valid concern. I think this is understandable why people think that, especially if they don't know trans people, if they have no concept of the process.
And I think it's also very person specific, you know, like how much you actually end up changing and going through it. Like, I imagine some people will do a quantum leap and become very different people from who they presented as before, whereas other people, it will be more in terms of appearances or an expression, but at the end of the day, their core remains the same. It's just not cluttered anymore with disguise and deception and self-denial, if that makes sense.
Exactly. I think in this question it's really important to consider, what is the heart of the person you like? What are the important things that you like about them? What are the less important things? Because they might change in ways that don't matter. Like appearance-wise, maybe that's not your key thing. Usually people stay who they are at their core. I feel like that's what happened to you. I don't feel like you changed as a person.
No.
I think you just became way more free, way more yourself, way more open, happy, present.
I'm gonna put it this way. I'm still drawing, I'm still playing guitar, I'm still using makeup. None of this has changed. I'm still dyeing my, like, it's a minor tweak that just brings me into a different light and a different, like, way of being perceived. But at the end of the day,
You're still you.
I'm still me.
Exactly.
I just get to be me without feeling ashamed or, I don't know, afraid, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Like, I can be here.
Yeah. So if what's important for you is that your partner is there for you, shows up when you need it, you are in a wonderful partnership, cooks for you, what does partners do?
Partners do a lot of things.
Yeah, you know, if you feel seen by your partner, if you feel like this connection is between your souls, then consider, is it really that important that they transition? Because if those things don't change, then there might be nothing to be upset about.
Yeah.
It is very likely that the changes that are going to happen is that your partner will become more themselves than they ever have been before. All their qualities will be more.
Maybe they get to be more in their feelings for the first time ever. They get to express their love for some things without having to put on airs about, oh, you know, that's silly for me to like. Maybe they get to embrace their love of whatever gendered thing that was off the table, seemingly off the table for them before.
Maybe you get to enjoy things together that you couldn't before. A person from transitioning usually won't change their fundamental values, who they are at their core. And I think this is a very important point.
I think so too. I believe this is true.
On the other hand, it might also be that the transition does lead to a person changing. Because it might be that suddenly they get access to a whole different side of themselves that they need to go explore. Maybe they suddenly are interested in a bunch of different things. Maybe they do change as a person that makes you incompatible. That might happen for a number of reasons. In this case, it's because the person is trans, but this can happen in any relationship for a number of reasons. There is always the risk of a partner changing in a way that makes you incompatible. And
as the years go by.
Yeah, exactly. If you spend a life together, that is the risk of loving someone. And if that is the case, if you truly change in a way that makes you incompatible, then there's nothing to do about it. Then that is, unfortunately, might be the time to say goodbye to each other.
Yeah.
And that might not be something that happens because of transphobia. That might not be because you are uncomfortable with trans people or you are not supportive in your partner's transition. It might just be that this event changes your relationship, changes who you both are, and it means you're not compatible. And that's okay. That can be okay.
Is it because you think you might not be attracted to them anymore?
Yeah, I think this is also, I imagine, another big one. I would say one of the big changes that are with trans people is their appearance.
Physical appearance-wise, yeah.
Exactly. And this is usually important to many people.
What?
Maybe you are nervous about them changing into a physical appearance that you're not attracted to. That might happen. That might happen because we are shallow bitches. We understand this.
Yeah, that one, it's close to home.
Just because you're like, but I am into, I don't know, either masculinity or femininity. I'm really into the beard, the chest fluff, the scruffiness of a man's hair. I don't know what men are like.
Yeah.
But if that's your thing and you're like, I'm not attracted to someone with long hair, painted nails, whatever.
Or in reverse, if you really like boobs and your partner is about to lop them off, that might seem like, oh, I don't know about this one.
That being the case, again, don't necessarily make you transphobic.
No.
Unfortunately. Not unfortunately. It is what it is when with attraction, right? Sometimes it happens that a partner can change in ways that makes you lose that attraction. And again, that can be valid, that can be fair. If you're not into women and your partner becomes a woman, you see them as a woman and are therefore not attracted. That's not transphobia, that is incompatibility.
Yes.
And again, that can be okay. It's unfortunate, but it can be okay.
Again, that happens with different aspects of different relationships. I think if you suddenly found out you were gonna live your entire life in like cold Hawaii, you're now a surfer, person first and foremost. Not that I mind surfer people, but if your life would be, I'm spending 10 to 12 hours in the waves. That's my whole thing. It's all I talk about now. It's all my friends. It's everything. I would probably still stay with you because I like you. But I think...
This is about appearance. Would you not like my appearance as a surfer dude?
I would actually be so fucking hot, actually.
But maybe ask yourself, why is this changing of appearance an issue to you? Is it just the attraction, or is it something else? Is it that you are nervous that what it says about you? Are you afraid of being attracted to gender different than one you were before? I don't know. Because if that's the case, if you're nervous about what it says about you, try to maybe explore that a little deeper. Maybe you have an idea about what it would feel like to experience that different attraction or not. Like maybe you think about your partner as a different gender and you feel that's not for me, I can't be attracted to that. But maybe you don't know, maybe you don't know yet. Maybe give it time, maybe try it out.
I come at it from an angle of gender is very much a social construct, and I'm very demisexual. It depends on the person kind of. So to me, that has never been an issue, because what I fall for and what I incidentally go for is like that deep connection. And I've experienced that with different people of various genders. And I find myself attracted to qualities that are not inherently physical. You know what I mean? So someone going through a physical change, chopping their hair off, going blonde, whatever, starting being more masked, this is not something that's like, no, but I really like when you're so feminine or whatever. It's like, this is still the same audacious idiot that I've been with for a lot of years. This is the horn dog that I like, you know? It's how it is. The idea that something could change fundamentally in that way and that would throw me off is like, I don't know.
It's hard for you to imagine that.
Yeah, everything's kind of made up in a way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, to you. But
to me.
Again, but to some people, I feel like this might be a strong point.
Yeah, totally.
But
if you can emphasize with my point of view, then it's going to be so much easier, because what does it even mean? You know?
Maybe you are still attracted to the person, but not the look that they are going for.
Maybe, yeah.
And I just feel like this is, maybe you can still be attracted to this person, even if you imagine it differently. Maybe you can't.
Yeah.
And then that is when you might want to part ways.
And maybe that's okay. I feel like if I changed my looks drastically in a way that you did not perhaps like, that would be more of a deal breaker for you.
I am probably more vain in
You're
that way.
very visual. Men are visual creatures.
Stop. If you chopped all your hair off,
which I did.
No, you had short hair at one point, which I have to admit wasn't exactly that didn't really do it for me.
No,
because I can't really explain.
No, and this wasn't even a gender thing, right? I took my, at that point, very long hair. I just gotten out of a very bad job breakup, chopped it all off. I was like, I'm doing something new. The hair is off. It's going. And I got a side shave and everything. I was like, yeah, we're doing this. And I could instantly feel the temperature in the room dropping 10 degrees.
Also because you hadn't told me you were going to do that.
No, and you don't
like
surprises.
Like surprise. No. But that was a very eye-opening moment for me, because I have never thought I would understand that feeling. But it did do something about my attraction. It did nothing about my love. I still loved you exactly the same. And I was not going to leave you over a fucking haircut.
No.
But I was confused. So I can empathize with this point. It might need discussion.
Yeah.
Like, what look are we going for? What does it mean? In what ways is your appearance going to change? And is that an issue for you? Is it not? Can you find a middle ground? I don't know if you were going to keep that look if I had loved it.
If you had been super into it, I might have kept it for like maybe half a year more, but I was also
for a long time.
I kept it for a long time, and I also found a really nice way to style it that I really liked and that I thought worked for what I was doing. But at a certain point, I was also like, yeah, I think it's had its run, you know, and I want to go back to my luscious long hair. This is a better look for me. Personally, I like this better. I think also when I chopped it off, I was like instantly full of regret, but I was playing it off so well.
Oh yeah. I think the main thing is that I thought it didn't suit you. Not that there was anything wrong with it or the look itself was a problem, but it didn't feel like you, which to me was a problem. And I guessing you're kind of saying that it didn't feel like you either on you.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, exactly. Which sometimes you have to try things. That might happen again with a partner.
Sure.
That you will feel it doesn't look like them, and maybe that is why your attraction will change. But maybe they will feel it look like them, and then that is when there's an issue. The next thing I put down is it
Me.
No! The next one is it because you're afraid of the social stigma or maybe family issues?
Yeah, reactions, or how will you be perceived, or what will people around you think? I think I can understand coming from a point where this thing changes. Maybe you have a more conservative upbringing. Your community has certain values. And suddenly you are in a position where this little thing, this relationship is flying in the face of all that. It has never happened to me, but I think I can understand the impetus of them thinking, what am I going to do?
Yeah, I'll be ostracized from my community. I can't be, my family will disown me, all this. There's a lot of very heavy stuff that can follow this. This is not something we've experienced. So we can't really give a great answer to this. But we have some considerations. If your community is truly more important than being with your partner as who they are, then that is somewhere you have to part ways. There is unfortunately no way about that, I think. Those things are never really going to coexist in a way that is good for everyone.
No, it's going to take a lot of time for these values to change, and maybe you don't want to be caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
I think you and I are also... Again, we've never had to be in this specific situation, but we're also more gung-ho about the relationships and the people we have in our life. Our relationship is so important to the both of us that we are ready to burn bridges.
Yeah, we would choose that over anything else. But that might not be the case for everyone else. There might be people whose family or whose community is more important than their relationship. And then if that is the case, then so be it. That said, I don't think that's the good thing to do.
No,
I don't
it's not
think
the
that's
good ending here.
Right? I mean, it might be the right thing to do, but I also want people in that situation to kind of examine if you don't have an issue, but the people around you have an issue to the degree where you have to break up with your partner. Why is that the community or the people that you want to stand by? Why is that the people that you want in your life? Why is this more important than the person you love?
I want to be so annoying and bring up, if you were making a movie, is that the Hollywood love story of your life? I don't know, maybe that's just me. Go conquer love, like get that princess or that knight in the shining armor or whatever, and then the community be damned, you know.
But there might be people who for that sacrifice will be too big. And I just want to acknowledge that.
From a practical standpoint, community is so important, especially when you are living in an area or a country where, you know, you depend on community for so much of your survival or your everyday, or it's just important to us as people. So of course I get it. But as you said, like,
why would you want to stay with a community who would condemn someone you love? That is just my 2 cents.
Food for thought.
Food for thought. Again, this might be the case. And if that is the case, you need to part ways, because you will also never be the right partner for your trans partner. You will never be able to accept them fully with a community behind you like that, or a family.
No.
You will always be in this crossfire.
In negotiating your relationship with your partner and your relationship with your community, and always weigh the two. I feel like to be a good partner, you also have to be committed. You have to be ready to pick your partner over other things. And if you can't do that, then let your partner go.
Yeah, exactly. Because even though it might not feel good for the partner, I feel like the partner deserves better. The partner deserves a partner who will love them for who they are fully and can accept them without it being a whole big thing all the time.
Agreed.
The next thing is it because you're afraid that your dynamic will change?
Like,
because this is also
my
very
dynamic?
big. You're the one you have between you.
Oh.
Because if you are in a more like traditional relationship, if you are one man and one woman or whatever, you might be like, but I'm the man she's the woman. We can't be both men.
But now we're both men, and the lawn has never been finer.
But
like,
who's gonna do the dishes?
No one's making the sandwiches. What's gonna happen now?
Like, if that's your concern,
we can't help you. Like, what?
if, like, maybe you might be nervous about, like, how your dynamic is going to change as a couple changing in this way. And I think the main thing here is that you need to communicate. You need to talk about your expectations. Like, what is the goal of your trans partner? Do they actually want to switch these dynamics? Is there anything to be afraid of? Or maybe, because maybe your relationship will look exactly the same. Maybe you have the same dynamic.
Maybe things will get more 50-50. Maybe it's not only on the one partner to do the laundry and the dishes and the cooking and the cleaning and the picking up of children and everything. Maybe now that there is a bit of a change in that social contract, maybe there is room to like actually explore a more equal distribution.
Yeah, and maybe you might enjoy being the little spoon, or maybe you'd enjoy getting flowers, or maybe you'd enjoy a change of dynamics that you don't really see yourself in, but that might not be that big of an issue.
Once your partner comes out, that's also a very good time to like check in and like, how are we actually functionally gonna do this?
Yeah,
like
there might be some dynamics like unknowing expectations that I didn't realize I had. Like, the society has a really heavy hold on us all. We've always had a very queer dynamic, but I think this might be different for a lot of other people.
Oh yeah, especially if they've been together in a straight presenting relationship for like 10, 20, 30 years. I mean, some of these behaviors can become so ingrained and also so heavily tinged with a sense of gender that can, I assume, engender some kind of dysphoria feelings. Like, if you have come out as a like a trans man and you're still expected to do womanly things, maybe that will somehow reflect on your sense of self, and maybe that's something that you might need to like, we need to share this, because like it feels like a devaluation of my gender identity or whatever.
Exactly.
Then on the other hand, of course, you could also be like, gender, who cares?
Again, that might be something that is a deal breaker for you. If that is the case, then so be it. Then you need to separate.
Yeah.
But it might not be a deal breaker. Maybe it is a chance to explore some things that you haven't.
Yeah, I mean, what's clear is, if you are in a straight presenting couple relationship and you have an idea that you need one breadwinner and that has to be the man, and you need one homemaker and that has to be the woman, and now suddenly you have either two homemakers or two breadwinner people, then of course that's not going to work. So what you can do is you can change your perspective, or you can change your relationship.
Exactly.
Again, not here to pass any judgment, just here to go, you know what, if that's the case for you, then
go live your life.
These are your options.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think one of the very big ones, that you don't feel like you can be in a same-sex relationship.
No.
Or that you're nervous that sexually it's going to change between you.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm not a homosexual and suddenly I'm with another woman. What's happening? Or, oh no, now I'm a gay homosexual man. What's happening? My partner's a little man. What's happening?
I think this is the biggest cause maybe for breaking up with a partner who comes out as trans, because you're just like, but I'm not gay and I don't want to be. Yeah, exactly. And again, this is valid. I don't understand it because I don't experience attraction in that way. I feel attraction to a person. But in society,
where a lot of stock is being put into like your sexuality and how that affects your identity, of course that's going to be a huge deal. Would I wish that we lived in a society where it just doesn't matter? Of course, it's not the world we live in, though.
Also, that said, it doesn't necessarily have to change your identity.
No.
Maybe you end up being a man who is straight, but just happens to be with a man. There is a million different ways to do sexuality and gender and relationships, and you don't have to necessarily change your identity.
I feel like a lot of people might have strong opinions about if your partner still regards themselves as like straight or something,
then that
invalidates. Yeah. But I also think maybe, like, what does it matter?
Yeah, like, and if they still love you,
functionally,
What does it matter?
If they see you as the person you are, like if they see you as a man, woman, somewhere in between, that reflects who you are, but they are just not comfortable being like, well, I'm gay or bisexual or whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Sexuality is like, it's a social dynamic that is so complicated on top of a lot of layers of different social expectations.
I remember seeing this argument for veganism. There was like vegan but bacon. Where it's like,
oh yeah,
someone saying, well, I would love to go vegan, but I can't give up bacon. And then it's like, then go vegan and don't give up bacon. Like, then have that one thing that you enjoy. It's still better or whatever. This came to mind.
The mindset is really,
it is very interesting.
Applicable.
Yes, because it's like, then you are straight, but this person is an exception to that rule, you know? And that who cares? It honestly doesn't matter, and it's okay.
That's the relationship and like social aspect of it. But what about the daily grind?
The daily grind. the meat grinder.
What about the meat grinder?
This is something that is like a forefront of questioning when people comes to this. Then how do you have sex?
How even?
Yeah, and
if not, then what happens?
Yeah. And again, this might be like, you're like, but I don't want to have sex in any other way than the good old back and forward. And then so be it. Yeah. That is your prerogative. You need to separate, whatever.
But maybe in some relationships, that's still like, sure. That works. It doesn't engender any feelings of like invalidation. We can keep going.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah, exactly. Again, talk about this. Yeah. Talk about what your expectations are sexually, because maybe you can have the exact same type of sex that you always did, and there's no issue. Maybe you can't. Maybe you need to find a different way to have sex. And honestly, well, I would say welcome that. Maybe experiment. Maybe try something new that you haven't before. Maybe your trans partner wants to have sex in a way that doesn't bring them dysphoria. Maybe they just want to try something new. Yeah. Maybe they want to do something different.
Your partner has but doesn't want to use it. And you want penetrative sex. I have great news for you. It's a new solution, a product of inventors of great capacity. It's called a strap-on. Very easy.
All sizes, all materials.
You can go out together and pick out size and color. Magic. Say if you are a haver and you do not want penetrative sex because it doesn't really suit how you see yourself now. Good news, babe. There is a very good opportunity for your partner to get really good with hands and mouth and whatever, and you have more holes.
It's just, the change is just an inch to
just scoot a little. Yeah. I mean, we're being funny about this, and it is more complicated than that. But I also feel like it's not that serious. And if it's meant to be, and if you're open to trying out different things, then you might find something that really works when you experiment. It's the go-to thing that like therapists tells to couples who are struggling, like, try experimenting in the bedroom. Why don't you try experimenting? And then if that doesn't work, I mean, how important is sex to you? You know, and if sex is just too important, then maybe your relationship was no better than the sex you used to have, and maybe it's time to end it. I'm sorry, maybe that's a bit too hard. I don't know.
Relationships can change sexually for a million different reasons throughout time. And there might be so many reasons why you would want to or need to try different things. And being trans, having a trans partner is no different than the rest. There might be need to experimentation. Maybe there isn't, but there is a need for communication.
Yes.
Talking about what your expectations are and whether that works for you both. Maybe the reason that you feel uncomfortable that your partner is trans is that you don't know how to be there for them. Maybe you're like, but I don't know how to do this whole queer thing.
What if I make it all worse? What if I'm not able to give them what they need or be for them what they need me to be? I feel like we've talked about this before.
In this video?
No, not in this video.
Oh.
It's a segue to, we have other videos in this topic. Oh, yeah.
Well, I confused. Well, we did, and we have a whole video about it. You can go check that out. But in short, there are so many resources out there on how to support your trans partner, how to be there for them, how to enter into this this whole thing. Into the hole. But the main thing is, again, that you need to talk about it. You need to ask, how can I be there for you? How can I support you? What you need from me? All this stuff. It doesn't need to be a deal breaker that you're like, I don't know how to deal with this. I can't.
Nothing has prepared me for this. I don't know what to do. This is confusing to me and it's making me upset. Like,
yeah, I'm too scared of doing something wrong or saying the wrong thing. Or
uncertainty can be one of the things that we as people deal with in the most extreme of ways. It can make us want to back out of things that we otherwise like because we just don't know how to handle them. And instead of just running towards that instinct, what I want you to do is to question what it is about this that is making you uncertain. And if it is, I don't know if I will be a good partner, then there are ways to rectify this. There are ways to actually get better. And it starts with, as Anya was saying, it starts with asking them, what do you need me to do? Will you promise to be open about what I can do better? And then we can have a discussion. And I can also say what will actually make this relationship better for me as we are navigating this. And bing, bang, boom. You have the strongest relationship in the world right there. It's so perfect.
Just look at us.
I think when you put yourself on a pedestal like that, there will be people out there who are going
it was a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah.
But it will become stronger.
Yes.
And we have a strong relationship.
Yep. This one, I think, is going to be a little bit fun to talk about in a way. If you are struggling with the initial transition of it all, not necessarily my partner is a woman or a man or something in between or something completely different, but it's a rough start. We can laugh about this. I definitely looked very cringe to begin with. I had some very strong ideas about what I wanted to do, but I lacked the skills and the vision to operationalize everything and actually make things work. Newsflash, I had never gotten to engage with it like in a meaningful way before. So what I had in my head was what I had sort of like secondhand picked up throughout my life until the age of 17, 18, I was pretty much dealing with this in the same way that an 11-year-old or a 12-year-old who just picked up their first Vogue teen magazine or whatever would, like experimentation. That's not necessarily going to work great for everyone. I don't think anyone is born with an inherent sense of
this
fashion.
Is how you style
this is how you do things.
This is how you look amazing.
Yeah, and suddenly you have to look at your body and your body type and but there are so many aspects. I didn't know what I was doing.
And it's important to realize that going through transition is very much like a second puberty. Do you remember yourself going through puberty? Do you remember yourself at 12, 13, whatever? It's not necessarily the most graceful period of time. And trans people are experiencing that all over again. They have to find themselves. They are starting this whole thing going from maybe one appearance to another. And that journey can start out awkward. It can be awkward.
I've seen a lot of like trans women, especially, that's my area of expertise here, who go extremely bold on the pinks, on the girliness, on the plushies, on the everything at the beginning of their transition, simply because now it's actually within reach. They can grasp it, they can try it. It's something they've always been denied. So now's their chance. And we go hard sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes trans people overcompensate a little bit when they finally get to be themselves and start that transition. And that might be a little jarring to a partner. Like, is this how you view masculinity or femininity or whatever?
Is this how it's going to be going forward? I mean, the next, I don't know how many years we have left on this earth. Is this going to be bubblegum princess? You work an office job. You're 52 or whatever.
Like, this is a little much for me. Maybe you can feel like that. I know I can relate to this because that's I felt like, what are you wearing? Yeah. Like in the beginning,
what's happening?
What is this? This is not this doesn't look good. I'm sorry. Yeah, and it was not necessarily the bubblegum pink, whatever. It was like,
why are you matching that silhouette with that whatever?
Yeah.
Not your shade, not your length, not your your waist.
Yeah, that's not your shape. No. This is not the silhouette to go for. This just doesn't go together. This doesn't look good. And I am a very visual person. I have a very strong opinion about visual creature
appearance.
So to me, this was an issue. And I was like, is this what it's going to be going forward? Like that made me nervous. But instead of going like, I don't want you to look like that, or I can deal with that, I was like, how about I give you a helping hand?
Yeah.
What about you try?
Don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
So talk to me. What do you want to do?
Yeah, what are you going for? What is it that what are some things that inspire you to what you want to be the end goal? And then I did my best to help. I took you shopping. I picked out things for you that I thought would look good. I helped guide you in more of the direction that I could see.
Yeah.
It was also something that did it for me.
And that was also something that I think really deepened our relationship. Like, I had the makeup thing unlock already because like scene emo, whatever, it was very much a daily thing for me. Hair too. But the whole dressing the whole dressing myself and finding out what worked, if it was not in the, like, because I was very much in the androgynous section, but going feminine, which I initially really wanted, was something I just never had any experience with. So suddenly it was like a whole new world, a whole new world of things that I did not know how to handle. And you coming in and being like, let's go shopping, let's try things, let's actually see how this would work. Okay, your vision is this. I have an idea.
Yeah.
You wanna get a cute silhouette. Okay, then we go with skirts with more volume. You wanna wear a beautiful dress. Great. Let's get something A-line that's gonna emphasize the things you want emphasized.
Something a little longer than a booty skirt.
Exactly. Draw focus from something that you are actually feeling conscious about, because I would also be putting on a cute dress that would look really cute on you, and a dysphoria is such a bitch. And all I would be able to see was like, oh my God, football shoulders. On this little scrawny body, I would be so caught up in my mind, but you would be able to help me get out of it again and be like, let's look at the options and let's make something work.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. So just to say that if this is the issue, try to give it time. Try to talk with your partner, try to help them, try to guide them, try to be there for them. Let them know your feelings. Don't call them ugly. that won't, because
they're cute
they know
princesses, that. Or cute little boys.
No, handsome little men.
Handsome little men.
No, handsome big men. That's how you talk to men.
Oh, yes.
I know how to talk to men.
Oh, yes, you do. You call them little kittens.
I know.
Yeah.
Only good kittens get the milk.
That's a different business. Maybe this is a bit infantilizing, or it's not what you want to do, but I like to think of it as a give them the grace you would give to yourself when you were just starting out puberty, you know?
To sum up, the main point of this video is, does your uncomfortability with your partner being trans stem from transphobia, or is it something valid? Because maybe you are a person who's just like, but I don't have an issue with trans people, but I have an issue with my partner.
Yeah, I think we've talked extensively throughout all these options and highlighted ways in which this is not bigotry per se, but there are nuances that are worth like looking into, and whether or not you can overcome them or not. But if you just full on go, I believe trans people are sick freaks, or they are wrong in the head, or they're predators, or whatever,
we can't help you.
I mean,
you need to look inside yourself. You need to figure out something. Yeah, that is on you.
Here's the door.
Exactly. Here though. Yeah. Show yourself out.
If that's not how you feel,
great. Maybe there's other stuff that doesn't make you transphobic. Yeah. And then again, you have to ask yourself: is it a deal breaker? Is it not a deal breaker? That is very much the thing. Try to get to the bottom of what the issue stems from, and then question that within yourself.
Yes.
And if those things are deal breakers for either of you, unfortunately, that means you might have to part ways. And that's the way it is. Sometimes that is for the better, but maybe it's not. Maybe you just needed a little guidance to figure it out, and you will stay happily together forever.
So we hope we helped, and we hope you had fun. And if you did, you can subscribe for more.
It's true.
We try to upload a couple of times a month. We're really trying to get better at this. We recently had a video get flagged a little bit for one of the topics we were talking about.
Too saucy for the YouTube.
Suggested video at the end of this one. So like likes, comments, shares, it really means a lot. If you can, we also have a coffee. We also have a YouTube membership thing. If you want to support our work monetarily, you can. We also
have a spicy side.
We have a spicy side.
I write books. I write spicy queer fantasy books that you can also purchase.
Yes.
Jackie makes art. You can get a commission.
You can get commissions from time to time. I will also be tattooing in Copenhagen, Denmark, and you can book me over on Instagram if that's something you would like to do. And I guess that's it.
We hope to see you next time.
Bye.
Obviously, I stayed with my trans partner. This is my trans partner. This is me.
The answers may surprise you, or maybe they won't. We'll see.
Stay on the edge of your seat.
So we hope we helped, and we hope you had fun.
And we hope to see you next time. Oh, wait.
Nope.